Hey, Professor Reiter, this is DanielleBaine here. I am not able to zoom out, so I'm going to show you my outfit via my chair here. Okay, pants, shoes, not pajamas, promise. Okay. And then I will count down in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. I'm here to discuss with you the dangers of cell phone use, or better yet, how cell phones have changed communication and therefore are changing all of us, and what we can do to mitigate the risks involved with that. Hello, my name is DanielleBaine. So, anybody here want to guess the average amount of time a person checks their phone a day? 50? 40? 60? Great. Well, the number is 344, which is a huge number. Cell phones have been in our life for a while now, but as of lately, they have become a huge means of our communication. They are our GPS, on our alarm clock, our calendar, and they are in our everyday life to stay, it seems. And with social media hopping on board on top of that, it's like we can't get away from them. I do want to discuss with you some reasons why it might be important to get away from them. Oh, even though our means of communication with each other has evolved over the past 150 years, the cell phone has by far been the biggest usurper to all of that, throwing everything into complete different than it used to be 50, 60, 100 years ago, even very different than it used to be 20 years ago, 10 years ago, changing rapidly. I obtained my research from reviews.org, Science Daily, Review Science Daily, and also from the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. And finally, a woman born in 1959, I can't believe I had to look at my note card for that. A woman born in 1959, as she remembers life well before cell phone, with cell phone without social media, and then with a cell phone with social media. Hopefully you're not at risk for any of these factors I'm going to discuss, but to be honest, I think that we all are, and I hope that you will get that out of hearing my speech. And finally, we're going to discuss the last 150 years and how communication has changed over that period, how that change has affected us mentally and physically, emotionally, and what we can do to mitigate those changes. Okay, so I want you to imagine yourself on a quiet day. Maybe you're writing in your journal, you even have a feather pen, and you hear a horse neigh outside. You decide to walk downstairs a few minutes later, and you see a business card-like thing left for you that says, Mr. Dream Guy, with his name, has called, and it has his address. This gives you the opportunity to pay a call upon this person whenever you might see fit. And this year we're going to say is 1895, the Gilded Age. Next we're going to roll up into, you're going to hear you're going to be flipping through the newspaper, and perhaps you're going to come across an engagement of a couple that you know really well, and maybe you are not 100% sure what to say to them, but you know you need to offer congratulations. And finally, you receive a letter with some bad news in the mail. All these situations have in common, they're all in the past, and they all give you time to think long and hard before you respond, even though responding is going to take some work, like a stamp, or possibly paying another call across town in your horse and carriage, or whatever period of time we're in. These days, instant, as we all know. The ability to prioritize our interactions and be more purposeful and have our time within our own control, we had much more of before the use of cell phones, I believe. We are now more connected than ever, but social isolation is at an all-time high. Social media people that are high users of social media have 2 times the odds of feeling socially isolated. And often people confuse social media followers with friends. But people are getting quality time and quality attention from a friend takes quality time and attention to maintain, and that's something people are getting less and less of. Sadly, this does not boost our moods. Science Daily shows scrolling often leads to negative effect on moral and increasing judgmental and shallow views of others. So it makes you more negative in your thoughts and makes you more judgmental of others. Finally, because we only post positive memories, we are actually lessening our ability to learn from our mistakes and creating what's called false positive memories, because that's all we have on our feed is these positive memories. Some physical health concerns of people that check their phones are obviously very much less sleep, and with less sleep comes lower cognition, lower reading comprehension, among other things such as migraines, headaches, and a lot of other issues. So, what can we do to help? According to a world-famous etiquette guru, Emily Post, remember key things when texting. You never want to text somebody personal information. You never want to text somebody bad news. You never want to text somebody a breakup. These are all obviously things that we all need to keep in mind that need to be one-on-one communication, something we're all lacking at these days. And it's very important to remember not to scroll and not to text when you are in the process of one-on-one communication. And if you are in a situation where your friend or the person you are hanging out with is doing that, it's perfectly acceptable to excuse yourself and come back, visit them another time, and even say that, because you're not getting the valued time that you deserve from a friend while you scroll or they scroll. And never relay any bad news digitally. And it seems here that we feel I'm asking you no social media, right? I'm not a big fan of social media, but that's not what I'm saying here. A study done by Harvard Review gives us a sweet spot. The sweet spot for Instagram is 23 minutes of scrolling time, and Facebook is 31 minutes of scrolling time. Anything beyond that, and the person is actually left with more negative emotions and less positive emotions than when they started. So, to care for your mental health, let's say an hour a day max of social media and no phone an hour before bed. As you have been hearing, humans have been expediting communications for as long as we've been able to expedite them, at least the past 150 years. We now have the data that proves that this isn't always beneficial. Human contact and has a positive correlation and a long-term outcome, and is much more positive than seeking validation on social media. We must use extra caution with the digitally written word, and for the best chance at happiness, we must put away our phones sometimes. Heck, maybe even pick up a paper book. All right, thanks for listening.